Hey, see the full line of Kubota at Acme Equipment on the I-29 frontage road, Fargo.
Hey, it's Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. Join me, Justin Storm, and Ag Director Bridgette Readel throughout the summer as we attempt to grow a crop of soybeans. We're calling it Here We Grow, and we'll be documenting what it takes to farm in the Red River Valley and beyond. Look for new videos every Friday on WDAYRadioNow.com, our YouTube channel, and social media pages. Here We Grow is brought to you in part by Ellingson Drainage, Gowan Company, and WDAY Radio.
Welcome to Weather and Ag in Focus. Happy spray day out there, everybody. We're glad to be back on the airwaves after a long, very long weekend. I hope everyone was able to enjoy the windy but hot conditions. It's actually Wednesday, Dean.
Wait. Today's Tuesday.
June 3rd or May 31st.
Today's Tuesday.
Oh, you're right. It is. I said happy spray day out
Today
there.
is chemtrail spray day, but it's hard to tell with the clouds around, guys. Bridgette, what's it looking like where you're at? Can you see any spraying going on there? Does it look okay?
It is lovely. The only spraying might be happening by ground, but right where I'm at, they got 0.6 of an inch last night.
Nice. And where exactly are you today?
Okay, get out your maps, kids. Okay. I'm in April, Minnesota. I am not far from Glendon. Actually, I'm just across the street from one of our Here We Grow sponsors, AB Seeds, with their product Invita. So if I move my big blockhead, nope, gonna have to move the camera.
Nope, there's a seat back there, Bridgette.
There is, but their business is right behind me, their seed offering. So I guess I'll have to move around a little bit so you can see that during the show.
Invita, isn't that that cracker brand?
I think you're thinking of Velveeta cheese.
Oh, Velveeta cheese. Maybe that's what. No, there's something else. There's something else called Invita.
Yeah. Also, it is not the Broadway show that used to feature Madonna, so let's go with that. But Invita itself. Okay, so this is a nitrogen-fixing bacteria that works within the plant. We're going to use it on our soybeans, and that will help us increase our potential yield, because we know that Justin wants us to get to 65 bushels, and we've had a lot of people respond on our Facebook page. Yes, there's your official sticky note for 65 bushels.
Backwards, yeah, that's 65. I think it's, I don't know, it looks backwards to me.
That's right.
Don't we see it? And we've had a lot of people send in they wanted to know, okay, can we win this? They're sort of betting along with us in order to win a rain gauge, and I'm keeping a bit of a list of who's in and who's not. So check out our Facebook page and add your comments to whether or not you think we're going to get to 65 bushels, and especially what you think we are going to hit.
Yep, you guessed it correctly, and you'll win yourself this nice here $45 rain gauge. All you got to do is head over to the Weather and Ag in Focus Facebook page. It's our top featured post, or just scroll down a couple. You'll be able to find it and just comment how many bushels an acre you think we're going to get. And I think we're just on Facebook around, we got 9 comments on this one, but there's a total of about 16 or 18 commenters so far. So all you got to do is head over there, make your guess, and you could win yourself a nice rain gauge from Productive Alternatives.
They are really nice gauges, by the way, more so than just the easy little plastic ones that everybody chews up with their lawnmower. This one is pretty nice. And if you have a rain gauge from us, please make sure that you call us and let us know when you get rain in it, what's your volumes, your totals, so we can keep track as well as report to the National Weather Service. You can do that with the Red Wing Shoes phone line of 701-293-9000, or you can send emails, weather or ag@flagfamily.com.
And
my rain gauge was just shy of 1.25 inches up here in the heart of Grand Forks. Whoa. Although NDON is only reporting about 0.6 of an inch. I had on 2 instruments over 1 inch of rain.
Nice. We picked up. I picked up 0.2 here at the studio. I believe the airport picked up a little over 1/4. Moorhead picked up a little over 1/2 inch. So. It was really needed. It's been getting a little dry here over the last week, and we've got numerous storm chances. In fact, I'm looking west out of the studio, and already these cumulus clouds are starting to rapidly build, and that's just a sign as we see this afternoon heating, kind of similar to yesterday. After about 4 or 5 o'clock, we'll start to see these storms pop up. on an isolated basis. But if you get caught under one particular storm, you could pick up some local heavy amounts. But overall, we're not expecting a whole lot, another quarter, half inch with these round of storms.
Could you kindly send me some rain right at my house? I'd appreciate it. I haven't had any yet. I didn't get any last night. Otherwise, this is going to be a long summer of Bridgette hauling watering cans from her rain barrels. So I'm going to need
you sure are asking a lot today, aren't you, Bridgette?
Justin, this is an easy fix. You know that one pilot. Justin, can you have that one pilot just go over her house and spray a little bit? So then,
He is up and around. He should be rebroadcasting here in about 20 minutes. So I'll shoot him a message and see what he can do here.
Okay. It might take a couple days, Bridgette, but we'll get you the rain up there. We promise.
Yep.
Right.
We promise. Also,
I just need your lat lawn. That's all I need, lat lawn.
Hey, I'd like to give a big shout out. I was over at Fleet Farm over the weekend picking up some stuff, and a gentleman named Tom stopped me, and he said, "Hey, Dean, how are you doing?" And I looked at him like, "How do I know you?" And he's like, "I watch you guys all the time on Weather and Ag." I'm like, "Oh, cool. Thank you so much."
Yeah, that's awesome.
So he said to tell you guys hello. He loves watching us. So Tom, big shout out. Great meeting you over the weekend, and hopefully you had a nice holiday weekend for sure. So it's nice to hear those compliments. Yep, absolutely.
I am thrilled. I'm thrilled that you got to meet him here. I thought it was just at the post office.
Well, it was the back of a milk carton, but they found me.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I said, if I ever go missing, don't put me on the back of a milk carton. Put me on the back of a 6-pack of beer or something like that. Better chance, Bacardi bottle. Better chance I'll be found that way.
Really hitting the people that know you best, right?
Absolutely. Well, let's run down a quick look at the forecast because we do have a little different air mass that's going to be over us this week. The last week, it's been hot but dry and windy. This week, we're looking at hot, more humid, as we've got dew points in the 60s. And not as much wind. So I don't know. I don't know if you want to trade the humidity for less wind, but that's what we have this week. And temperatures well above normal. We should be in the mid-70s for highs. Instead, we're going to be pushing 90 degrees almost every day this week into the upcoming weekend and probably into early next week before the pattern starts to change. And yeah, there's literally a day-to-day chance for storms. I hate putting that into the forecast every day because a lot of people will see that and think, oh, great, I've got outdoor plans, now it's a wash. None of the days this week or into the weekend are going to be total washouts. It's going to be your typical late afternoon, evening type of storms that are kind of hit and miss, and overnight storms. So if you have outdoor plans this week, go ahead. More than likely you're going to be able to get them in. But as it gets closer to evening, let's say closer, if you're on a softball league, Justin, you might get rained on as we head towards those evening hours.
No. I already gave my buddy the lat lawn. He said he was specifically dodging it, or at least postponing Grand Forks from the rain until after 9 o'clock.
Okay.
On Wednesday.
Okay. Hope he's a good pilot.
So I'm good. I am good.
But temperatures all week, right around 90 degrees each day. And again, with the higher dew points, it's going to feel a little more uncomfortable this week, especially with not a lot of wind to kind of stir things up. So, and some much needed rain. Bridgette, curious if, I know I'm putting you on the spot here, but percentage wise, are we 80, 90% planted with everything now or not quite?
Boy, I think we got to be hitting close to those percentages. We know the vast majority of sugar beets are in. Wheat is in. We've hit the planting dates for corn, so we're probably just left soybeans as well as some sunflowers. But overall, things have come along. And our soybeans are in the ground. They got planted on Saturday.
Sweet. Good deal.
I gave my buddy that lat lawn too, so our field will get a nice little quarter-inch of rain over the next couple days.
I am headed there after the show today, so we're going to see what things look like.
Awesome. Are we rolling the beans? Do you know, Bridgette?
No.
I'll ask Jim, but I don't think we plan to. I don't think we have a need. We don't have rocks or anything like that.
Okay.
No, this isn't your backyard, Dean. We don't have rocks.
Okay. Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
Did you ever get those neighborhood kids to go pick them all up yet?
Well, the signs "Get off my lawn." Those aren't working, so we're gonna.
The rocks can't get up and move, Dean.
Yeah, well, they're throwing them in there, so I'll have to go and get them. I got a project for my son. He's visiting. He can take care of all those.
I kind of hope their aim improves.
If their aim improves, you might want to check your homeowner's insurance and the glass replacement on your windows.
I think that's a good idea. Thanks, Bridgette.
Here to help.
He already got the roof replaced. Now he's shooting for windows and siding.
I still need the siding done, so we're still hoping for a hailstorm.
Insurance agencies hate this man because of this one simple trick.
Can he really forecast the weather? That no.
Sorry, Irie, but you're going to be paying out some more money to Dean.
Oh Lord, this is gosh, it seems like a Monday, but it's really Tuesday. The weekend.
It's Wednesday.
We need to cut it out, man.
Close enough.
You're seriously going to confuse people. Well, we got a guest coming up here today, right, Bridgette?
We do, and that is April Marquart. She is a member of the National Farmers Union Beginning Farmer Institute, and she's going to tell us a little bit about that program, but also her operation. She sent me a bunch of awesome cow pictures, and we're going to share those during our live stream. It'll be fun to see how things have been progressing on their ranch. So looking forward to visiting with April. And as always, we'll try to touch on some of our ag headlines as well as the weather, and just continue to give every updates on how things look out here in the actual field. So we'll be right back to catch you up with April Marquart.
Hey everyone, John Adams here. I hope you'll join me on WDAY Radio for my new talk show, Talk of the Town with John Adams. Every Wednesday from 11 to noon, we'll talk about issues that affect us all in the Fargo-Moorhead community. We'll talk taxes, the diversion, places to go and things to do, and of course, bison and Viking football. We'll talk about issues that affect everyone in this great community that we call home. That's Talk of the Town with John Adams, Wednesdays at 11 on WDAY Radio.
A lot of land comes with a lot of work. The new Kubota MX Series has a lot to offer, including the versatility to mow, move hay bales, grade roads, and clear brush and snow. An optional spacious cab to keep you comfortable in any conditions. A front-end loader with excellent loader lift capacity, transmission options, and rated #1 in durability and owner experience. Visit Acme Equipment today. See the full line of Kubota at Acme Equipment on the I-29 Frontage Road, Fargo.
Introducing Ambassador Cleaning, your one-stop shop for all your office cleaning needs. Their team of experts will leave your business sparkling clean and smelling fresh. With over 22 years of experience, they guarantee satisfaction with every job, commercial or industrial. No job is too small. Don't waste time cleaning the office yourself. Leave it to the professionals at Ambassador Cleaning to make your space enjoyable and germ-free. Experience the difference. Contact them today at ambassadorcleaning.com. Ambassador Cleaning, one call cleans it all.
Maximize your corn and soybean crops with Affiance fungicide. This highly systemic fungicide delivers unbeatable protection against disease like northern corn leaf blight, frog-eyed leaf spot, and more. Penetrating the plant's tissue, Affiance provides total plant protection, including new growth. For corn and soybean growers who want quality disease protection and maximize yields, the choice is Affiance fungicide. Ask your local ag retailer about Affiance fungicide today. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
It's the Deckmasters Backyard Bash, Friday, June 2nd from 11 to 2. Register to win one of 3 Traeger grills. Must be present to win. The Detroit Deli food truck is on site for a bite to eat while you see what's new for Trex Decking and Great Plains Pergolas. New owner Josh Smoke and the Deckmasters team are ready to answer questions on ways to make your backyard great. It's the Backyard Bash with food from the Detroit Deli food truck and a chance to win a Traeger grill. June 2nd at Deckmasters, just off 52nd Avenue South in Fargo.
Why are so many business professionals lunching at Barron's Eatery at Kingpins? Oh yeah, those guys with ties, pals, and professional gals all making it to Barron's Eatery at Kingpins, Jack's Way South, off 52nd near I-29. Great appetizers the office will love, like firecracker egg rolls and crispy calamari. Try one of the 5 different kinds of pizza, 4 different kinds of pasta, and handhelds, like burgers, wraps, and clubs, and walleye. It's a must-try in Fargo. There's a reason why so many leave the office and lunch at Kingpins. Yes, Barron's Eatery at Kingpins is known for hosting birthday parties, corporate and team building parties, but don't miss out on their lunch. Amazing salads and soups if you're eating right or just want to keep it light. And the dessert menu is to die for. S'mores, and try their raspberry donut cheesecake. Wow. Barron's Eatery at Kingpins, Jack's Way South, east of I-29. It's a must-try for a business lunch. Go to lunch@barrons.com. It's the National Association of Royalty Owners North Dakota Convention at the Radisson Hotel in Bismarck. Wednesday, June 14th and Thursday, June 15th, with a social hour to follow Wednesday. Speakers include Justin Krinstad, Director of North Dakota Pipeline Authority, Lynn Helms from the North Dakota Department of Mineral Resources, and Preston Page from Dakota Energy. For registration for members and non-members and for event agenda, go to naro-us.org. It's the annual Royalty Owners Convention, June 14th and 15th.
And welcome to WDAY Weather and Ag in Focus. Or, depending on the day, we're a little out of focus. Today, I think we might be focused. I'm Bridgette, Readel, Ag Director, along with Meteorologist Justin Storm and Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. And thank you to one of our Here We Grow sponsors, that is Titan Machinery. They're going to host us tomorrow at their Moorhead store. Nobody said that it was a good idea, but we get to go to the toy aisle, and we're going to get ready to do one of our Here We Grow videos that'll be released on Friday, so you can keep up with all the things that we are doing on a regular basis every week. It's working out to be kind of fun. So that's one thing. The second thing is our guest today is April Marquart, and she was so excited when we contacted her about being on the show. I can't hardly wait to hear more of the things that she does. So April, please introduce yourself and your operation to us.
Thank you for having me today. Like she said, I am April Marquart, and I live over by Animus, North Dakota, and I ranch with my husband and 2 kids, and we raise black Angus cattle.
You're a part of Farmers Beginning Farmer program. So how long have you been beginning at farming?
Well, my husband, this was passed down to him from his family. So I moved out here in probably 2020, or not 2020, 2000. And then we had 2 boys, and I wasn't really involved in it too much, as kind of helping out. But as the kids got older, we're like, we need to have like more of a farm plan, and what are we going to do? How are we going to pass it down to the kids if they want it, or, stuff like that. So this was great to find the Beginning Farmers Institute, because it really goes into more about that, you can pass it down to your kids, or like more into about the taxes and other help you can receive.
So really, you're going to be looking at doing things like transition planning as one of the areas that you'll talk about within this program, correct?
Yes. We had a couple sessions already talking, not too much about that, but maybe how you want to turn your farm or ranch into like an LLC or any other kind of corporation, or if you want to add more family members to it, how is that going to be divided up? And we haven't got into a whole lot yet. It's more of like the business formation part of it, but it's a year-long program, so we'll be talking about that more later on too.
Right. And April, I was wondering, over the years of ranching and raising the cattle, for someone new to it, what was that learning curve like from when you first started to where you are today? Was it a pretty steep learning curve, or how would you express or explain what you've learned over the years?
Oh, it was. I knew somewhat about cattle because I have family members that have it, and we would go visit them and look at the little baby calves. But, I didn't know the day-to-day and what you need to do and all that stuff. So, yeah, when I got out here, it was in May. It was like, when I moved out here, like the next week, it was like, okay, guess what? We have to give the cows and calf shots. We have to haul them out to pastures. So I learned really fast. And then it was like hopping the tractors in June and July and start making hay.
Hmm. What about, would you say would be like some of the most challenging things that you weren't expecting that they just happened, and you would say that this was something that caught me off guard, and I kind of struggled with it at first.
Sometimes when you would go out one day and you see a perfectly normal, healthy calf or cow, and the next morning she might be dead, and we don't know why. That was, I didn't know that could happen. I thought there always has to be. I mean, there probably was a reason, but he or she looked perfectly healthy. I mean, so I didn't realize how much of like a death loss that would be. I mean, I get the weather, in winter, or if they're calving, but and I always thought these little calves were also born like really, really small, and boy, some of them come out pretty big.
I
Yep.
bet that's a bit of a change. And so speaking of calving and so forth, how did the winter go for your operation up at Animus? I mean, I know we were all eyeball deep in snow, and that's not just a short joke on my part, but how did you guys handle everything, and how does your outlook appear right now?
Actually, we didn't have too much of a death loss. We have barns and stuff that we could put them in, and we don't calve until usually March. So that was a blessing. We have had more calves get sick and probably pass away now with this weather change from going really cold to really hot, and then the dust. A lot of them are getting ammonia, so we've been giving them shots and everything. We've had a couple pass away because of that, more so because of the weather this year. And that's sometimes that happens, but I know some other years we've had some other death losses because of the snow.
You know, you just made a great point, April, when you said dust pneumonia. And I'm not sure if folks are all familiar with the fact that that can really happen to your calves.
It can. And the cows too, but it's more so for the calves since they're so young.
Okay.
Right,
And
haven't quite built up
they're getting
that
that dust 'cause
immunity and getting stronger. Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone kind of does things in a similar way, but everyone also takes a different approach at it because everyone's ranch is a little bit different. Their setup, the equipment they have, and resources that are available. But when we're in the middle of winter and we're expecting, somewhat of some brutal cold pouring down out of Canada, or we got a huge storm that's bearing down on the region, what do you do to start preparing for that storm that's coming in, especially if it's going to be one of those classic 2 to 3 day long blizzards where we get a foot or two of snow? What are those preparations or those steps that you start to take when you hear that information, and how far how early do you begin to prep for something like that?
It's hard. You really can't prepare everything for it. I mean, we will put extra bedding down. We'll move some hay bales up, give them more food, more feed during the winter to keep them, more fat on, so that they have more to handle it. We just don't have enough barn space for every single cow and bull to put in our barns. Lucky when the storms did hit, most of them haven't calved yet. We had a couple late ones that we were fortunate that we had enough barn space, and we do have some panels that can help block some of the wind and snow, but not all of it. I mean, they're out in the elements. I mean, but we did put extra bedding down. I mean, always during the winter, we always give them a little bit more feed than we would like probably now when it's nicer. So, I mean, you can't totally prepare. You can't. It's hard.
Yeah,
We're not a
totally
very
believe
big
it.
operation, so we don't have all the barn space for all of them.
Right. And that's a
That's a
pretty
pretty fair
common
statement.
thing that we get too on the show. Everyone's like, we try and prepare the most that we can, but there will usually always be something you overlooked or something that unexpectedly happens. And like you had just mentioned, you can't get everything ready or everything perfect. before some of these storms roll through. But we're at bottom of the hour. We're going to take a short moment here. If you want to join in on the conversation, ask any questions, feel free to reach out to us on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. Again, 701-293-9000. Or if you want to reach us via email, you can at weather.or.ag@flagfamily.com. And also we do live stream every single day on Facebook and YouTube, as well as Acres TV. We're going to take a short moment here. When we come back, we'll rejoin this conversation with April Marquart, and we will take your questions as well.
Hey, it's Chief Meteorologist Dean Wysocki. Join me, Justin Storm, and Ag Director Bridgette Readel throughout the summer as we attempt to grow a crop of soybeans. We're calling it Here We Grow, and we'll be documenting what it takes to farm in the Red River Valley and beyond. Look for new videos every Friday on WDAYRadioNow.com, our YouTube channel, and social media pages. Here We Grow is brought to you in part by Peterson Farm Seed, Dakota Bank, and WDAY Radio.
Golf just keeps getting better at the Meadows and Village Green with the weekday morning special beginning May 30th. Tee off before 11 a.m. any weekday and play 18 with cart for only $32. And the weekend twilight special begins June 2nd. Play any Friday, Saturday, or Sunday after 4:30 for only $24. Book tee times online at moorheadgolf.com. Weekdays tee off before 11 for the $32 special, and weekends tee off after 4:30 for the twilight special at the Meadows and Village Green golf courses in Moorhead.
It's about tradition, values, and family ties. Pucklet Chevrolet GMC's tradition of giving back to our community remains a priority, and that's why we've partnered with many local nonprofit organizations and events. And our tradition of giving this community a fair and honest offer continues. Right now, you can save over $6,000 on select new Chevy Silverado 1500s. We're Pucklet Chevrolet GMC in Valley City. Tradition, values, and family ties.
See dealer for details.
Attention Class A truck drivers. Plains Grain and Agronomy is looking for a full-time Class A driver in Marion, North Dakota. Plains Grain and Agronomy has a great culture, great pay, and full benefits for full-time employees. If you take pride in your work and want to offer great customer service, join the Plains Grain and Agronomy team of drivers today. Apply online. plainsgrain.com. That's plainsgrain.com. Boston Tri-Co-op is hiring an agronomy manager. Must have sales and agronomy experience, able to sell crop protection, fertilizer, and chemicals. College degree in agronomy or equal experience is preferred. Enjoy competitive salary and benefits including health, long-term disability, dental, life insurance, HAS, paid vacation, and retirement match and profit sharing. Email resume to jen.howard@bostoncoop.com or call 218-435-6919 and ask for Brent. Boston Tri-Co-op, hiring an agronomy manager, and it could be you.
When they're investigating, we can't stop watching. This month on BritBox, sit back, relax, and enjoy watching the detectives. Discover Britain's most bingeable mysteries, including the brand new season of Grace, the hit series based on the books by best-selling author Peter James. Unwind with the detectives you could watch all night long. Stream them all now exclusively on BritBox. Endlessly intriguing. Start your free trial at BritBox.com.
Anywhere fans go to cheer on their team, there are behind-the-scenes MVPs, ensuring everything is game day ready. We see you, Joe, fixing seats so every fan can enjoy every game. And Allie, who keeps her stadium running smoothly from the moment the first game starts to the last play of the season. At Grainger, you're our MVPs, and we're always here for you, with supplies and solutions for every industry and 24/7 customer support. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
The Dell Technologies Summer Sale event starts now with limited quantity deals on select performance PCs with Windows 11 Pro. Save on select Vostro laptops with built-in security features and select Latitude laptops with enhanced privacy, collaboration, and connectivity. Save on essential accessories, plus free shipping and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Dell Technologies recommends Windows 11 Pro for business. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL. Offered to business customers by WebBank, who determines qualifications for and terms of credit.
Let the Goose River Bank become your community bank. They believe a strong bank builds strong communities and would be proud to be your bank.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. Want to thank everybody for joining us on this Tuesday afternoon. Our special guest today, April Marquart. She is a member of the National Farmers Union and Beginning Farmer Institute. So, April, we've got a email question that just came in, and it says, what is something that has surprised you going through a class program like this?
I guess I haven't... nothing really so far, I guess. I mean, we just started here in May, so we haven't gone too far into it yet, but I'm really looking forward to more of like the accounting part and stuff of it, because we do want to put more of our stuff online instead of writing it down. It would be nice to have it all in one spot so you're not scrambling every tax season. Some of the things that were quite interesting, we're learning how if you want to turn your operation into like an LLC. I don't know much about that, but that was quite interesting to kind of learn about that.
Okay, and how many people belong to the program itself?
This year's group, there is 11 of us.
Okay.
So, April, as you look at that class, this is a statewide program, correct? This is not nationally used by Farmers Union. It's just what's happening here in North Dakota?
No, this is a national program. I mean, there's the picture that they showed on there was from like 2019, but no, this is, there's people in there from Montana. This was from, I think, the class of 2019. If you do scroll down, you can see Illinois, Kentucky, Colorado, Wisconsin, Missouri, Montana. There's a couple, Michigan and Philadelphia. I mean, this is a national program.
So
we had to fill out an application.
Okay, good. I wanted to ask that. What was the screening process? So an application, did you do interviews or anything like that?
Nope. It was an application that is on the National Farmers Union website, and you will have to go in, and they do have their own page on there. The application, I think, process is closed now since we're starting, but they will open it. I'm not sure when they'll open it up for like the next year's, since this is a year-long program. You fill out an application, I'm sorry, and then they go and then they review the process from there and see if you get selected.
See, and what kind of things are they asking in this application? I mean, what are they screening for or looking for? What qualifies somebody to get into a program like this?
They ask us like how long we've been farming or ranching. Make sure that you are a Farmers Union member. I'm a North Dakota Farmers member, so then we're also in the National Farmers Union members. So as long as you're a Farmers Union member, I filled out the application so long ago, I don't remember everything on it. But you have to fill out a couple essays like, why did you want to be in this program and really what would interest you about it? And I had a couple references too that have also been involved in Farmers Union and stuff like that. I'm not just involved in this program. I also am in the North Dakota Farmers Union. I'm really active in our county. I'm awesome. So it's not just this program I'm involved in. I'm very active in the North Dakota Farmers Union as well.
That's awesome.
I like that you have such a varied background there. And so you coming in with the cattle operation, some of the other members of your class, what are their farm operations looking like? Probably a lot of diversity amongst all of you too?
There is some farmers. There is some ranchers. There is some that are just kind of starting out. Some that, do farm and they like grow vegetables and like selling to farmers markets. Like I said, we've just started and just had like our first couple sessions. So we haven't got to know everybody about everyone yet and all their operations yet, but we'll be getting to know, like we have another session coming up here in July. So we'll be getting to know everyone much better over the year.
There's going to be so many lessons learned. When you are doing this right now, are you doing it mostly via Zoom or will you all be traveling at some point?
We actually go into a Google Classroom, and there has been some surveys and some other things that we have had to fill out. kind of like homework. Like we have one coming up here at the beginning of July before we meet with we've had 2 Zoom sessions. So we'll have another Zoom session in July, and we'll kind of be going over like the homework assignment. There's not just Zoom sessions and and just all that. They will give you like surveys and information to fill out before you meet, so then that you can kind of go from there. We had to do a health business survey, like how much we know about businesses and stuff like that, even before we even started, like before our first session that we met over Zoom. And we are going to meet in October at one session, and I believe it's Des Moines. I'm not quite sure. I'd have to check that out. But it's not just going to be all Zoom, but it mainly is going to be mainly over the computer.
See, and I don't recall if you had mentioned this earlier in our last segment or not. How long is this program? How long does it run for? Are you a member of this program for?
It's basically going to be a year. We started in May. We got some stuff like in April while we could fill out before. But our first sessions really started in May. We got accepted in March. And then the last thing we're going to do, as long as we complete everything, we will be able to go to the National Farmers Union Convention in March. So that will be kind of like where we can all get together, probably like one last time, and maybe have another Zoom session after that. But that will be our last meet and get together.
Okay, so it's a 1-year thing. There's nothing like past this level, kind of like a college structure where, you have freshman year, sophomore year. Is there like a yearly tier to this, or is it just a 1-year program and then you're done with it?
No, it's just a 1-year program and then you're done with it.
Okay, and then also with that, and again, you had kind of mentioned on this, but what are you personally looking to get out of this? What made you interested in doing this program? And this is what I am looking forward to, or I want to take away from this 1-year program that made you want to be a part of it.
I'd like to know more about the business side. I mean, my husband and I, we are getting a little older, so we've kind of been thinking about how we would like to pass it down to our kids, and how that would involve, and if there's any other like programs that can maybe help us out. I mean, I don't know much about the taxes and how to put everything online. It would be nice because every year my husband just writes everything down. He's kind of old school like that, the pen and paper, but I would like to put it in programs online. So then every year we could just pop it up and say, here, this is what happened. We can just change things if we have to, like the new numbers for everything, and then just print it out and be done. It would just streamline everything, and it would make it so much easier instead of we're having to stress about tax time coming up. Just more things like that, more of the business side of it.
Right. And April, if there's somebody out there listening that's kind of on the fence, like, I really I'd like to fill out an application. I think this would help. In a nutshell, explain to somebody that's on the fence how this is a good idea and how this could benefit them.
I think it's really a good idea. I mean, there is so much information we're going to learn since it's a whole year program. I mean, we just did the tip of the iceberg, but I mean, besides just the business part, you get to meet so many more new people from around the country and figure out, learn about how their operations work. I mean, yes, it's a small class, but that's kind of nice. I wouldn't want to be 40, 50 of us in there, because then you don't get to know everyone personally, but they're all from different states, and how theirs work, and maybe you can bounce off ideas off each other. There's just so much more to learn out there.
And there's nothing wrong. I mean, Justin and I were, they say when you stand still, you stop learning. And even though we've been in the business for a long time, we constantly learn every day. I mean, there's something you can always learn every day about your profession. I think this is a great thing for anybody that's starting out to farm.
Or even like I mean, I'm not just starting out. I mean, we've been doing it for a while, but you can always still learn new things to help your operation, to help streamline it.
Let me know if I can sign these 2 up, April. Is that okay? I just got to make them Farmers Union members and get them an application, right?
Yes. Yeah, well, they know where to go. That's on the website right there. It's, so it's right there ready to go.
So, a quick question for you. You mentioned a lot of your county activities for Farmers Union. Can you give us a rundown in just a moment? We've got a couple of minutes left. And what are some of the activities that you guys do as a Farmers Union organization in your particular county?
It all depends. We usually have an annual meeting. I'm on the board for McHenry County. I'm also their youth leader and their secretary treasurer. So I hold many roles. So like every summer, or like now earlier this winter, since I'm the youth director, we had, we partnered with Ward County. We went to the Botno Winter Park. We also we do many classes. Like I think we kind of want to do some things later on for the summer for the kids. We try to do membership events, events like shop talks where we have someone's talk or shop, and we talk about operations, or we invite people from Farmers Union that can come in and like what is going on in the government, what's going to affect like the right to repair, and bills like that are coming through. What's going to affect our operations and stuff like the farm bill coming up, and all that. We do a lot of things. We try to keep everyone involved, and we all, like I said, our annual meeting is where we have we do different things every year.
And there's never a loss of things for you to meet on, talk about, and do. And so, April, if folks are interested and they want to maybe follow along with your story as you go through this beginning Farmer Institute and or what's going on your ranch, any suggestions how you'd like them to do that?
I guess if they really want to know more about our operation and how we run things, I guess they could. I do have an email, or if they could contact me that way, I guess.
If you'd like to, that sounds great.
Yeah, my email is just amarquart@hotmail.com.
I like it, nice and simple. That's pretty easy. So thank you.
Is. Yep.
Unlike Randy Nelson's.
I know. We have a regular guest from Clay County Extension, and his email address is roughly the size of the entire Extension service. It's a lot. It just goes on forever.
Sorry, Randy.
I like to keep it nice and simple.
You did. And thank you so much for your time today. We greatly appreciate it. So we are going to catch up with the American Ag Network for current market situation, and then we'll be back to recap the weather, which, guys, it's hot out here. We'll talk soon.
Hey, it's Bonnie Mastati from Bonnie and Friends. Join us weekday mornings beginning at 5. Coming up on our next show, we're going to be joined by Sally Jacobson, Executive Director of Red River Zoo. Pride of the Prairie Bison exhibit opens Thursday. We'll get details on that. Brian Kronk, Managing Partner of Collins & Kronk, will join us with a market update and insight. And licensed registered dietitian Elizabeth McGee will be in to answer your health, diet, and nutrition questions. All this and more on the next Bonnie and Friends beginning at 5 a.m. Join us.
What do eyewear and weather have in common? Join us for the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast to find out. Each Tuesday morning, Dean Wysocki, Justin Storm, and myself, Ashley Freeborn, owner of Aspire Optical, will bring you the 7-day forecast.
You never know where we'll be or how it will be presented, but we promise to bring you the most accurate forecast this side of the Red River.
And learn how you can save big on eyewear from Aspire Optical.
Watch the Aspire Optical Eye on the Sky weekly weather forecast on our Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter pages.
Trust us, this is weather and eyewear like you've never seen.
You could throw your flip-flop at a bug.
Ew, a bug, get it!
But the chances of actually hitting it
over there
are statistically,
it's still alive.
Unlikely. Good thing nature's got your back. Stem bug killers combine powerful active ingredients found in plants, like lemongrass and geraniol, and scientifically engineer them into effective bug-fighting formulas, safe for use as directed around people, pets, and throughout the home. Stem. Rooted in nature, optimized by science.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Heavy pressure remains in the grain markets as we work to midday. This is the American Ag Network. of Jesse Allen with this market update. We're joined now by Arlen Suderman, Chief Commodities Economist at StoneX. Arlen, we come out of the three-day holiday weekend. A lot of pressure here throughout the grain and oilseed trade, led to the downside by the soy complex and wheat. I thought July corn was going to hold above $6. Tried its best for a while, but now it appears that whole corn complex being pulled lower by the pressure in beans and wheat. What's your take on grains and oilseeds as we kick off the holiday shortened week?
The grain and oilseeds sector does not have a friend right now. And the momentum trading algos are really piling on this market. And there's really nothing fundamentally to step in their way right now. If we look at corn, soybeans, and wheat, we've got soft demand, as was illustrated again by this morning's export inspections report. Export demand has been very soft of late, particularly sales, which means shipments are going to probably continue to be weak as well. And just trying to find a demand sector for it. Soft red winter wheat has been leading the way down. Now hard red winter wheat is taking over that lead role as we're seeing more of that soft red winter wheat finding demand by being mixed in and replacing hard red winter wheat and even replacing some corn in the feed ration. So, but overall, this is a market. Funds are just piling on to the ag commodities right now, particularly the grain and oil seeds, on a fear really that there's just not going to be much demand for these commodities on the global market.
And thank you very much. That's Arlen Suderman of StoneX. Livestock having a very strong day today. Bit of a short covering rally in hogs. We're limit up at most contracts. Feeder cattle close to limit higher, and live cattle trade now triple digits higher as well. This is the American Ag Network. I'm Jesse Allen.
And welcome back to Weather and Ag in Focus. I want to thank you for joining us this afternoon. Clouds are starting to build. We're getting those cumulus clouds to kind of tower up a little bit here. That's a sign of probably some impending isolated storms that will be developed.
We got one right now, Dean.
Over your house?
Just north of Northwood by Grand Forks and Northwood.
All right. See, they're starting
Two of them. Two little red nuggets.
Oh, there we go. They did just pop up on radar. And, yeah, we'll see these continue to kind of develop here over the afternoon. Now, there was some small hail reported yesterday in West Fargo with these storms as they rolled through. And wouldn't be surprised to see the possibility of that again. Not only this afternoon, but again, the next few days with that heating of the afternoon sun. We've got more humidity in the air, so that's more fuel for these thunderstorms to develop. So just keep that in mind. Could have some downpours locally brief over your area later this afternoon. They'll become a little more widespread, if you will, after about 4 or 5 o'clock. But as radar is showing right now, just south or just north of Northwood there, between Northwood and Larimore, isolated thunderstorm there. So these will continue to develop as we head throughout the afternoon. We'll see more clouds. So our afternoon high here should be within the next couple of hours before we start to see temperatures level off. We're most everybody in the low 80s. There's a few mid 80s on the map, upper 70s out in Lakes country. And again, scattered to isolated storms developing with the heating of the day later this afternoon. And those should clear out after midnight. So, you know what? Again, we could use a little bit of rain. Obviously, we don't need hail, and we don't need any heavy rainfall. But for the most part, these are going to be isolated, and hopefully your farm or your house where you're especially Bridgette's house, we've got to work on that. She's been begging for rain. Justin, maybe you can just go over there with a hose and just kind of spray it over
Bridgette
her house.
can go out with the hose. If she needs my help, I need that lat lawn.
Oh, for the
I'm telling you guys right now, the whole reason why I do this show is to get everything I want weather-wise. So it is up to you to follow through, gentlemen. I'm not sure if you knew that was in the contract. That's how this works.
All right.
Well, my buddy's over Ada right now, so you got about 4 minutes to get me that information.
Now, is he cloud seeding spraying today, or is this chemical spray today? Which one's he doing today?
It's all cloud seeding today.
It is, okay. So
Or no, that's Wednesday. Sorry, chemtrailing. It's Tuesday.
Today's all right. All right, so, well,
I confused myself there.
We'll get you the rain. We'll get you the rain. And this pattern really kind of sticks with us here through the weekend and probably through early next week before we start to see this pattern break down. I guess one of the good things with this is we don't have those upper level winds coming in from Western Canada where the forest fires are still going on, so we don't have to deal with the smoke. That will come back later next week, but in return, it looks like Western Canada should start to get some more rain, so hopefully that will help with some of the fire situations up in portions of Alberta. So we got a little good news in the forecast, and if you like the summer heat, no complaints after the long winter that we've had. I think we can muster up and handle this summer heat.
You know they're out there complaining.
Oh, I know.
It's too hot. It's too hot.
I can tell you that in a Twitter conversation with an Alberta farmer yesterday, they'd really like that rain. The wildfires, yes, but also they got a lot of crop in the ground that's just sitting and waiting, and really would like to get some rainfall on it to move those things forward. That'd be great for them too.
Well, we want the rain as well because, not just for our gardens, for Garden Wars 23, Bridgette, but also our farm, the 20 acres of soybeans that we're growing. We got the seeds in over the weekend, and they could use a good little drink. They got a little bit yesterday, and they could, I think, use a little bit additional rainfall to kind of help spur that development and kind of catch up, since we were hoping to be in 2 weeks earlier, but Mother Nature decided to drop all the rain then instead of before. And kind of speaking about our
story.
It sure did. Speaking of our Here We Grow project, that's where we're all growing 20 acres of soybeans. I got a little contest going on right now on our social media page on Here We Grow for Weather and Ag in Focus. All you got to do is head over to our Facebook page, Weather and Ag in Focus, scroll down a little bit under the featured tab or just a few posts down from the top, and guess what our yield going to be. How many acres per bushel? Yeah, how many bushels per acre are we going to average out when it comes to harvest time? I'm shooting for about 65 bushels an acre, and I'm really hopeful that we'll get there. Bridgette's at 42 and Dean's at 50. And I was just kind of going through about the 20-some comments that are on there. They're doing a pretty good, kind of doing us not dirty. They're being actually pretty generous on what they expect that we're going to be able to harvest. I think the lowest one that I've seen so far was 40 bushels is the lowest one that I've seen so far, and the highest was 72.
Whoa. Yeah, well, we're going to hope for the best. Speaking of our Garden Wars 2023, that's just Justin and I planting our gardens and keeping everybody up to speed on them. And I just sent a video of what my garden looks like, and if you guys get it up,
I just took a look at that.
Stream, we'll get a chance to look at it on the live stream.
That's a pretty decent looking garden. Now, okay, you got it fenced off. Do you?
Looks poor.
Do you use critter crumbs or anything to keep the rabbits and everything out of there?
I would tell you don't pee on that fence or touch it, Dean, or you'll get quite a shocking ending to the whole situation.
Oh, this reminds me of a college day I had way back when. Yeah,
Did you say a day or a date?
Day. College
Why
day.
can't it be both?
Why can't it be? Maybe it was.
It was a date on a college day.
Wow.
You could say it went shockingly.
I learned on this show.
Bridgette, we've got a pretty big guest coming on tomorrow as well, don't we?
We do. We're going to visit with North Dakota Ag Commissioner Doug Goring because there was some recent legislation, House Bill 1519, that talks about autonomous mapping of Palmer amaranth, which we know is probably one of the hardest to control weeds across the U.S. And we want to talk to Commissioner Goring, and ask some questions about how's this going to be spent? What is the mapping going to look like? What was decided in state legislation this year? Because that is a prevalent weed on the minds of many across the state. It's not just active in the Red River Valley, but we see it out in the western portions as well. So we're going to want to make sure people are up to speed on what can be done with it. That'd be great.
Good deal. Well, we want to thank everybody for joining us today on Weather and Ag in Focus. Be sure to tune in tomorrow from 1 to 2. On behalf of me, Justin, and Bridgette, want to thank you again. Jay Thomas Show is coming up next.
WDAY, Fargo, Moorhead, West Fargo.
What do you tell folks when they ask who your insurance agent is and why?
DJ's great. His practice has been not just an insurance agent, but also there's a friendship there. They are very open about their communications.